What is up, everybody? This is Mark with the mic, and this is another The MorphinCast by Recycling Inc. I'm Mark with the mic, and joined by Tenacious D.
I am always here.
Today's cast, we are going through our verdict of Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
You know, I always mix it up with Dino Fury. Every time I talk to somebody, for some reason, I always say Dino Fury.
Yeah, so we had a few. So Dino Charge, Dino Fury, Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
A lot of dinosaurs.
It's a dino.
They like the dinosaurs.
Hey, man, you know, I was happy, you know, to go back into this because this was the first time since Mighty Morphin that we dove back into the dinosaur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it was cool. It was like a fresh take of the old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, which now is old to us because it came out, what, 2006?
Yeah.
So.
And then it also brought back Tommy.
Yeah.
As a regular stay in the show.
Dr. O.
As one of the mentors. He was a mentor / ranger. Like, he actually became a ranger, and then he was also a mentor.
And he did more than Zordon ever did.
Yeah, pretty much. And got stuck in a suit.
I mean, if you were to have a mentor,
yeah,
who is better than the greatest ranger ever?
To each his own.
He's the greatest ranger ever.
To each his own. He had enough shots to be a ranger. I don't think he was the greatest ranger.
He's the greatest ranger ever.
No.
He is.
No,
the show itself tells you.
Self-proclaimed.
The show itself
They're
tells
stupid.
you. The show. Saban tells you. Saban is rule and law.
I don't give a fuck what Saban.
I understand that, but
he's not the greatest ranger.
He is the greatest ranger.
He has fucked up more times than most of the other rangers.
But in order to be
I don't give a fuck.
Great,
he fucked
you
up.
have to learn to fail.
He ain't great.
You have to learn.
He's
to fail.
alright. He did his thing. He's a legend, yes, but he ain't the greatest.
He's the greatest. They mentioned it in 2 seasons
that
he's the greatest. And in the future seasons, tell you he's
Geki
the greatest.
will fuck him up.
He's the most consistent ranger out there.
Geki will fuck him up.
Geki will fuck everybody up.
Exactly. So, he's not the greatest.
And the what's-his-face, who played the original Green Ranger, would fuck him up too.
Exactly.
But that's not what we're talking about here.
I'm talking about he ain't the greatest. He's self-proclaimed.
I hate you.
Self-proclaimed. Anyway, yeah, so Tommy Oliver back. He's as the mentor. He's the teacher and everything like that. So we got a little kind of homage to the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as well, because the dinos, they chose the T-Rex, the Triceratops, and the Pterodactyl to be the main.
Was it actually a pterodactyl, though? Did they confirm that it was a pterodactyl?
Yeah, pterodactyl.
Because I don't remember ever hearing the words pterodactyl. I saw definitely Triceratops, but it was some like I don't.
The Yellow Ranger was pterodactyl.
Okay. I just didn't, you know, I just knew that it was a pterodactyl by looking at it. I just never, you know what I mean? They never really mentioned, hey, hop in a pterodactyl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they didn't really say it like that. Because they all didn't like really call their zords or anything like that either. They just used the weapon. They had names for weapons and shit like that. Anyway, I'll give you a little synopsis of the show. And then we go into our Rangers. We make it short and simple because this one is an easy season to get through. Like, I actually feel like this was probably one of the easiest ones that I have watched.
It flowed really well.
I went through it really fast, and it was just like one of the days I was sick, and I ended up going through like fucking. I went through like 20 episodes.
I was like 16 episodes in front of you, and then he hits me up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm at 28." I'm like, "You were just at 5."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I took the second shot, I got sick, and I was just like, you know what, let me watch this shit. It probably put me to sleep. That's the reason why I watched it. And then
you just got into it, right? Shouts out to Stone Cold.
Stone Cold IPAs is the sponsor, the unsponsored sponsor of this podcast.
The unsponsored sponsor of this podcast.
I would love Stone Cold Steve Austin to sponsor our podcast.
Maybe he's a Power Ranger fan. We just don't know.
Maybe. I doubt it, but yeah.
You never know. We could have a shrine.
We could dream it.
You can have a shrine to the yellow tree in his house.
So this one also, this one came out 2004. This was still under the Disney banner.
It was 2006.
Just 2004.
I don't know. I just for some reason thought it was 2006.
Oh, 2004.
Yeah, I graduated.
I am looking at it. Yeah, this was the third season from Disney. And this debuted on Jetix when they actually started their own little channel for cartoons and TV shows. It was Jetix. Pretty much a soccer player, a computer expert, and a musician, and their science teacher join forces to become Power Rangers to help save the Earth from mutant dinosauric beings that wish to eradicate the human life and then return Earth into the age of the dinosaur. The enemy Mesogod and the minions Zeltrax and Elsa.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
That's pretty much it. But it's the fourth Disney.
Third.
Wild Force, Time Force.
Third. No, Time
Ninja
Force was
Storm?
not Disney.
Time Force wasn't on Disney?
No.
So why do I think that? Why am I?
No, that's why I said 3.
Listen, guys, if you watch,
I'm reading the facts right here.
I'm just saying it might be wrong. I know you're probably looking at fandom right now, so.
No, I was reading. Like I know for a fact this is the 3rd
I
season
don't know why,
because
but I thought
Wild Force started Disney.
Okay, but I get that, but I just feel like Time Force was.
No, Time Force was
my
the end of
brain's a blur,
Saban.
right?
Yeah.
I've watched like 3,000 episodes of Power Rangers.
Yeah. You still can't get that shit right.
Still.
Anyway.
Should I ever get it right? No.
I feel like you should.
No.
After the 3,000th episode, it should be some things you remember.
Kind of blends together a little bit after a
No,
while.
they do. They do. 100%. Anyway, we're going to go to our Rangers, and then we go into everything else going into the show. But our Red Ranger, Red Dino Ranger was Connor McKnight. Blue Dino Ranger was Ethan James, which he has a badass Lightning Connection figure. So I'll say if you're going to look for that, the Dino Thunder ones are looking pretty good.
Yeah, this whole line right now is actually killing me.
Yeah. Yellow Dino Ranger, Kira. Black Dino, Tommy Oliver. White Dino, Trent Fernandez. And then this is wow, this is like one of the first seasons that we only had 5 Rangers. We didn't get a 6th Ranger. They kind of went in the same boat as Ninja Storm. They started with 3 and then gang Rangers throughout the show. I dug the suits. The suits were cool. It kind of had like a homage, a little old school, new school feel.
Yeah, no, I love the suits. Sort of want to focus more into like the Rangers right now, and also what's her face? That was like the tech girl.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like she doesn't get enough homage because she did everything. She owned the cyberspace, the place, which is probably one of the dopest places to hang out in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at Mighty Morphin. They hung out in a fucking juice bar gym. That does not sound appetizing to me.
Cassidy. No, that's the reporter. Haley. Haley was the one that owned the
Haley's cyberspace.
Cyberspace Cafe. Tech advisor
to
for
her
Power
because
Rangers.
she actually has such a role, but I feel like she gets no recognition for it. You know what I mean? Like, she is like if everybody's seen
she was Alpha,
the RPM. You know what I mean? RPM series. She's that.
Yeah, she was kind of like Dr. K.
You know what I mean? Like for younger generations who tuned in, after this, like she is the tech girl where Tommy, Dr. Oliver, is the mentor, but also a ranger at the same time too. So it's like it's cool that ushers in for the future like mentors like RJ and stuff like that. And
I wonder how long they've been working together, like before this even had, because they had to have something in the works.
They probably got drunk one day at one point in time.
No, in general, like they had a lot of shit because they already had a whole fortress.
Well, yeah. Well, the backstory with it is that Tommy became a archaeologist, paleontologist.
Yeah.
And he had a team with this guy named Anton Mercer, who was like a billionaire. You know what I mean? Had a lot of resources. And then they tried to create a dinosaur.
Yeah.
That's like the backstory. So she was part of that team.
Yeah.
So she, like the whole building thing, that must have happened throughout years and years and years.
So basically, like, that's where I'm getting at. Like they've been having a plan to do something.
So
for a while.
What was it? Wild Force. Tommy probably was just starting that time.
Yeah.
And when they had the Forever Red episode, if we were to think of like timeline.
Yeah, timeline. So he was probably still in school, because seeing that he had to.
Yeah, that's probably he left so quick. He's like, I got classes and shit. You know
he had to do like 8 years in college, and remember he was in college the first year. He didn't do that great. He liked racing cars and shit instead of fucking actually doing the class. So.
Then he gave up his Ranger power
and his hair
to become a paleontologist.
He gave up his Ranger power and his hair.
It's so funny that that's what his. Well, actually, it's kind of kind of would make sense that would influence your future.
Yeah, because the things that you used most was dinosaurs and whatnot. Yeah, I can see it.
What did you think of our Rangers?
I like the Rangers. I think their personalities all kind of connected. I actually like these Rangers more than most of a lot of other seasons. I feel like each one had a uniqueness to them that I enjoyed. I like Ethan a lot. I think Ethan is going to be like one of the top 10 Blue Rangers if we do another Blue Ranger list.
Which I'm pretty sure he made the first one.
Yeah, I think he was in the top 5.
Yeah, he was definitely in the top 5.
Yeah,
because he's very diverse as a character.
Yeah.
He's a geek, but he's also pretty badass at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I think he had he had a lot of good stories on the show. And I think, and combined, I think as Rangers in general, I feel like the three core characters has some of the best stories together.
yeah.
So and that's not saying, because sometimes they usually focus on one or two, but I feel like they had some really key episodes that were all together.
Equal amount of screen time together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I feel like they all had like a good story together, like not just telling one each other's story. Like one of my favorite episodes that we're gonna go into later on is the Lost in Translation. Them just sitting down watching fucking Sentai. That's something.
Which I got a lot to say about that episode.
Yeah.
But.
So that one, that episode I love a lot because it actually gives homage to Sentai.
Yeah.
It's the first time they actually mention Sentai in a Power Ranger form or anything like that. So. And just chilling, hanging out, watching it while Connor's supposed to be studying, but he's not watching it and shit like that.
But what I loved about this season is that a lot of the seasons that we go through, they're just consumed in Power Ranger life. They don't really have too much of a social life.
Yeah.
In this season, you saw them balance having fun and school and this and that. Like, there was a lot.
So this one also, I feel like this one kind of went right back to the roots of the Angel Grove and
it
having
is just like it.
Having like the Saved by the Bell side of
sort of better in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
having like the Saved by the Bell side of the Power Rangers. Like the Power Rangers had like the character outside the suits and inside the suits. As in a lot of the, like, especially Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm was focused because they were fucking in geese all the time. So no matter what,
they're always training and they're always
they were always training. They did their little extreme sports, but there wasn't like so much into it. As in like this one, they kind of had.
There was a real. You can see that they were still teenagers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They actually still, took their social life seriously. Like Connor. Now, like our first time around with Connor, I liked
he grew
him
on me.
I liked him as a character, but he never looked the part of a Red Ranger to me.
Yeah.
But now I believe him more second time around.
Yeah.
I give him his nod because he's a teenager, man. You know what I mean? Like I can't expect him to be all adulty and thinking that, But so like I definitely I listened to our old cast, our first cast of this, and I wanted to formally retract that. Now my opinion is different because I do have a lot more respect for him because he didn't really take charge as the leader. There was no leader. You know what I mean? It was just like
if someone was leading, it was kind of Tommy.
Yeah, well, Tommy's he's a natural born leader.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
then again, he's their teacher too, so they're gonna listen to him.
So like that was refreshing.
Yeah,
that was cool. Where the weight is not on him. Yeah, Connor had, he had the extra power. You know what I mean? But that was about it. Everything else, like everybody brought equal stuff to the table.
Yeah, I felt like this team was quite equal. Like I feel like there was no one in charge in this sense, and that's Tommy was in part of it. But even Tommy didn't let them figure it out for themselves.
Tommy also needed to humble himself and ask for their help at points.
Exactly.
Times, you know what
he
I mean?
old.
So, yeah. Well, he
my knee.
He can only do that high kick for so long, man.
My knees and my back.
But his main focus was the overall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Tommy was always doing something.
Yeah.
Whether it's, he was teaching class, which I'm pretty sure he wasn't even there for half of the show.
It's funny.
He's a horrible teacher.
It's funny. I would have accepted him more into the whole science part of the making the morphers. The fact that he had a tech girl, but he was really hands-on to it too. I would have taken it more if he actually would have learn shit from Billy in Mighty Morphin
Yeah.
than him just like fucking. I would not trust him with my
Imagine
tech.
that could have been like a little nod to Billy, like he
I
was still in
would've-
contact with him.
I swear, if they would have had like a little, even in the back, like Mighty Morphin, of Tommy actually like getting tutored by Billy.
Like he went to.
So it took
So
it did take interest. He took interest in learning, and when it came here, and the fact that he was like that, and just a nod to, we used to have a ranger that was smarter than everyone I knew, or something like that. I would have loved that because then it made a lot more sense.
He's on a distant planet with aliens.
But he could have said something about he taught him this.
Yeah,
He taught him how to go through this, like that. Because honestly, me seeing that Tommy knew how to do this shit, I was like, yeah, that's bullshit.
But I mean, what did he really do? I mean, he didn't really do too much stuff.
No, he did. He was actually hands on.
He had a hand in it, but he mostly rode the quad.
Because even the girl, I'll be like, yo, don't touch it. You don't know shit.
Well, we don't know the level of studying that he did.
I think he barely passed everything.
He just a glorified C+ student.
Damn right. He made it enough that he could
be. Hey, C+ is passing, bro.
Yeah, he's not. I think he got in because namesake. He probably said that he was a Power Ranger, and that's why he got his job.
I wish he would have went down like a dark turn and like did some really bad stuff. You know what I mean?
That's the things they don't show you on Disney.
I know, man. It's just like I wish that like he had a drug problem.
We need the Snyder cut of
the Snyder cut.
Ranger.
But you know what I mean? It's just like, he was haunted by his past. Maybe some of like the evil Green Ranger was still lurking inside him, which was sort of hinted in one episode.
Yeah, he kind of had it in his mind and whatnot.
You know what I mean? Because that doesn't just leave you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, but overall,
I love that they forgot the Turbo Ranger.
Yeah, nobody cares about the fucking
They were like,
Turbo.
oh yeah,
Even though the movie was awesome, I really liked the movie. Man.
He wasn't important. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Rangers. I think the Rangers were fun. I think the suits were cool. I think I didn't like the after the morphin. That was something that just annoyed me.
I always have a problem with the morphin sequence because I think that this one at least they look like they're doing it together.
Yeah.
The other ones I feel like they're just waiting for each other to do it. Like, all right, you start off, I go next. You go next. No, you jump the gun. I go next. You know what I mean?
I think when they do that, it's usually for the sake of the kids that are watching it. So you always know what color they are.
I get it. Like, do you have to yell it out every time?
Yeah.
Why don't you just flip the button and go?
Yeah. So that's more.
Let's save some time.
That's more like
you
memory's
wasted
sake.
Precious seconds that somebody just died.
Yeah.
In a building exploding because you had to take the time
to
say.
What we see,
Ranger, Dino, you know what I mean?
So what we see is probably like a tenth of a second of what they do.
They're probably not even saying it. It's probably just in their head.
Yeah. Oh, they'll say it and then just like it's automatic. Like it's like right away. It's like a second.
I just always wondered that, man. It's just like you're really wasting precious moments in time.
There's a meme. I think Jackie sent me it a while ago, and I posted up on the recycling. You see, a cat looking at a screen, and you see all the colors coming on his face, and it's like this is what a monster sees when the Power Rangers are morphing.
Yeah.
And you just see the different
I
colors.
remember you have a seizure.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember that, and that's what I think about. It's just the monsters like.
See, I love the suits.
Yeah.
I think the suits are awesome. I hated the spikes.
I didn't care for the spikes
either.
Mode,
man. I didn't care. Took it away. It was flimsy. It looked rubbery, plastic, and it's just like I felt like it waved. Like it didn't need to do that. Why do you need to have spikes for it?
Yeah, it looked like material. It didn't look like it was a spike.
But I feel like it's not like they stabbed monsters with it.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't care for that either. Like, when they did that, I thought they looked ridiculous.
It was so dumb. I think the powered up Red Ranger mode was actually better than normal.
I just hated the springy feet, like the.
No, I get that, but like his helmet and like.
Yeah, the helmet, the double colors and shit looked cool. The fact that they had the 3 colors and shit.
No, like I really like that. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I like the spikes on it, like the. You know what I mean? Like you had enough of the suit.
Yeah. And I like Trent. The White Ranger looks fucking dope.
Yeah, his suit is one of the best.
He's one of the best.
Definitely, like in just history of Power Rangers.
Just it looks dope. The gold, white, black look all together.
But we all know that he was better bad than he was good.
Yeah, he was a better.
Which we didn't even really talk about him. You know what I mean?
We just started with the main core, and then we haven't got to him yet. So Trent was good. Trent was a good character.
Fuck Trent. No, I'm joking.
Again, I think he was a better character going in as a villain than when he became good. Usually they nerf the character once they become good guys. And then
I would have been fine with
like
him. Like, I agree with you. Because when you told me that he's better as a bad ranger than he was good, because it just didn't fit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like it would have been cool for him to be evil.
Yeah.
And then just become a regular character, side character. Like, he didn't need to continue being a ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like he didn't fit the White Ranger role.
Yeah.
That was, bro, he set the bar.
Yeah.
How do you set the bar and then when you become good, you're just flatlined?
Yeah.
There's no...
Like, once after his villain part, like, there was no, like, epic scene with him afterwards.
Him as a villain is so badass.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So, yeah, that's where I felt like it was.
It really was, bro. That whole series of episodes with him, like, even dishing it out with Mesogog and stuff like that, like, trying to do his own thing with Zeltrax, and, like, bro, it was really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you flash to him being as a person, like, still under the mind control of it, getting worse and worse and deeper into the dark side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was better as a villain. He should have stayed a villain the whole time then.
Yeah.
But
no, he went good.
Disney.
And then he just he got kind of
fairy
enough
tale.
he like that. But yeah, overall, I like the Rangers. Rangers are good. Our villain, our main villain is Mesogod. I thought he was a cool villain. He kind of reminds me right now, if you actually watch Roman Reigns and how he works right now, is that he's very calm and talks very smooth. But when he's pissed off, when he yells, you think someone's going to die. That's what Mesogod was.
And then Zeltrax, and I said this before we started, Zeltrax is like how he attacks.
Yeah.
He waits till everybody's really vulnerable, and he comes in and just...
Smart.
RKO's everybody,
He's
right?
smart. Yeah, Zeltrax is great. I liked the Zeltrax. Also, I thought it was a great character. She was also Principal Randall, but she was a...
I love her. I think she's
She was
awesome.
a character outside and inside, which I actually thought she was a great character.
I just didn't think... How can they not tell the difference?
I don't think they pay
And
attention
the best
enough.
part is the episode at the end. She's like, I retire. Like, and she was whooping kids' asses out on the field. Like, she was the principal that turned into Elsa in front of everybody. Like, fuck you guys. I've been a double agent this whole time.
Yeah.
And you wonder why I was a bitch the entire time. Which she definitely had the hots for Tommy. She had the hots for Tommy the whole time. There's a lot of sexual tension with that woman right there.
Yeah.
But, no, she was awesome. I like her as a henchman. I think she did very well. She was manipulative. I can't enunciate it properly.
Manipulative, yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, she was doing everything for Mesogog, and then Mesogog was just taunting her like, "Yo, soon enough, your time is up here, and I'm gonna fucking kill you." You know what I mean? Like, you're done. So she like had to do things for herself.
I wish the final version of Mesogod was cooler. I did not like that final version.
Yeah, that's sort of what. Like
I would say,
season,
that was my only disappointment as a character, as his whole character. Even with Anton Mercer, I thought he was a great character.
Mesogog to me is one of the most badass villains to date. Like it was like Land of the Lost, man. Like you remember the show from back in the day?
Yeah.
It was like that to me. You know what I mean? It was like Journey to the Center of the Earth kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like his mannerisms, his monotoneness, his like, you know what I mean? Like, he was fucking like sinister.
Yeah.
And like, the littlest things was scary. The littlest things, you know what I mean?
That's the reason why I described him like to Roman right now, because that's how Roman works.
Yeah, I'm
right
not
now.
savvy. I know Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Roman is like the way his character is now, the tribal chief. He's very calm. So when he talks to you, he talks very smooth, very quiet, but he will like say some threatening shit, but he will say it very calm and quiet.
And Zeltrax is Randy Orton.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then
Zeltrax is Randy Orton.
So then so when he gets pissed, then you know someone's gonna die, and that's what I felt with Mesogod. Like once you get him pissed off, he gonna kill somebody, and that's where I got with that character. Like but I did like his style. I did like how he sounded. He was very like
Like, he was like, I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but, like, the inner battle with him and Anton Mercer is amazing. That's such good writing. Like, they did such a good job because the entire time you think Anton Mercer is bad.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's just trying to stop him.
Yeah.
He's trying to stop him from doing it. So what happened with Anton Mercer is, now the last time that Tommy and Anton, they were working together.
Yeah.
You know, he thought he died, like the island.
Yeah, the island exploded.
The island exploded, and what actually ended up happening was it meshed with like the dinosaur thing that they were trying to create, went into like his DNA, and he became, you know what I mean? He became Mesogog. But the entire time, like, you think he's bad, but in reality, he's just trying to find a cure. For it. But you know, he's still Anton Mercer, who's this, you know, this business guy, and he has to be strict at his son. You know what I mean? Like,
pop out the left hand.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about your drawings, you soft motherfucker. Just it's time to go start putting in work. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, he meant well.
Yeah.
And like the transition between him becoming Mesogog, like, I always thought it was cool. Like the battle, the way his eyes changed, and like, it really worked out really well.
For a show that has very cheesy CGI, they actually did a good job with that.
It was one of the best story arcs of Disney.
I would say one of the best villains of Disney.
So, of Power Rangers right now.
Yeah. Like right now, I think we just saw two of the best villains in Power Rangers.
Back to back, too.
Luthor and
then that episode, which was so cool in the episode segment. Like, this season, I actually remember more episodes. Like, I try not to write any more notes because my notes was really in depth and really fried my brain out. I want to take in the show for what it is now instead of writing every second and rewinding and rewriting. You know what I mean? Like, but the whole story arc of him is just, it really makes the show better. Yeah. Instead of just having a villain.
Yeah, he was very interesting. Like, you were really in like,
I was involved with him.
You were really involved. You were really like trying to take into what he was doing, and I think Mesogod is going to be up there. Like, when we do the villains again, I think Mesogod is going to be. I think he is top 5. I definitely do think he's top 5.
He reminded me of Wes's dad a little bit.
But
just not an asshole
with a dinosaur.
but like Anton Mercer.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Wes's dad.
Yeah, 100%.
But Wes's dad was an asshole.
Yeah.
That learned at the end to be good. Yeah. Anton Mercer was just a business guy who had just standards. Yeah. And wanted more for his adopted son. Yeah. Because that's not his kid. Yeah. You know what I mean? He had a different last name. Trent had a different last name. It wasn't Trent Mercer. It was Trent something else.
I think Trent is this chick's kid. And then I think Tommy and her. And then he was born. And then got mad. And then he found out, sent him to the island. They blew up. He tried to kill Tommy for him to blow up, but he didn't die. He became half monster. He forgot he had a kid. He didn't pay child support. He adopted him.
I said that Tommy was he was fucking a never there father. You know what I mean? Absentee father.
Because now that I think about it.
Thinking about it, Elsa. Yeah. Actually looks like they have the same skin
That's what I'm saying. In the beginning, you know what's funny? Because I remember when I first watched this series, in the beginning, I thought that was going to line up being his mother. Because, again, but then...
She doesn't look that much older, though, you know what I mean?
But it doesn't have to be that much older. She could have like a young... She could have been very young, 19, yeah. And then sometimes she just took care of herself.
Yeah, well, you know.
Or she just had good genes, and she's like a fine wine.
She looks so much... I hated her look as a principal.
Yeah.
But as, like,
I
Elsa...
liked her as a principal.
As Elsa, I thought she was hot.
I liked her as a principal.
And then when she the evil was taking out her because she was actually possessed, mind controlled to do all this.
It made your hair grow.
And, maybe she wore a wig. Who knows? But she was a good looking chick. You know what I mean? Like, I'll definitely say that. But that whole love triangle, I think we're onto something there.
I'm just saying. One, the kid looks a lot like him. She had a little thing for Tommy. Mercer probably got mad and found out shit that he blew up a fucking island and tried to kill him.
They probably had celebrations when they found, like, discoveries and stuff
I'm just saying.
Probably got drunk and,
I'm just saying.
you know?
I'm just saying. The timeline kind of connects.
It's there.
The timeline kind of connects.
It's there. Even though Tommy probably was like 13 years old when Trent was born.
No, Tommy's
he's in his 30s probably.
No, in 40s.
No, he's not in his 40s.
Tommy's old.
He's not in his 40s.
Dude, well, in actor-wise, he's old.
He's in his 50s right now.
Yeah, he's in the 50s right
Actor-wise.
now.
Character-wise,
I think he was
what, 15
He had to be late 30s.
He's 15 years old in Mighty Morphin. 16 years old in Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, and then
so here we are,
by Turbo,
10
he's like
years later.
2021.
10 years later.
Turbo, he's like 2021.
But this is 10 years later, if you want to get
So,
technical.
10 years later, he'll be 31. Nah, there's no way in hell that he graduated college at 31. The weight and the rate that he was going in Turbo, there's no way in fucking hell.
Nah.
Tommy was not the sharpest tool in the shed unless Billy was helping him.
He probably cheated his way through it.
I'm
Billy
just saying.
probably gave him all the tests.
I'm just saying. I you know what?
There's a huge conspiracy.
I'm still saying. Maybe Elsa's older.
She's an old woman.
Somehow, some way, I feel like Trent's their kid.
Hey man, time travel's possible as we know it in this universe. So.
You know what? Boom Studios, make a comic.
Listen to us. You know what we're doing.
We want to know what happened in the island.
And make Steve Cardenas the butler.
He's the butler.
The butler. That's what he's good for. We had a huge conversation before this class about how we still hate Steve Cardenas. We haven't mentioned it in a long time.
You know, Steve Cardenas.
It's not you.
It's not you. It's
not
Rocky.
You. It's Rocky.
We hate Rocky.
Rocky sucks.
We hate
Rocky's not the Rocky that
Rocky's
we
a butt in Vart jokes. I'm sorry.
He is the worst of the worst. Besides Mystic Force, because that was even worse.
Speaking of characters that I was actually really enjoying in this series was Cassidy and Devin.
Yes.
Which is kind of a new generation of Bulk and Skull. Cassidy, which we saw in Ninja Storm.
Which that episode was epic. It was.
And I'm glad they used her because I thought she was a great character in Ninja Storm. So
I felt like that was she shined in this one.
You know what's funny is the fact that she was casted twice for a Ranger and then she got a villain. Or she got a different character.
She got a psychic, but it worked for her.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, she didn't need to be a Ranger.
I think she could have been a Ranger.
I think so too, but I felt like her personality,
the
quirkiness that
she was great.
She puts out as the character.
Yeah.
Because in Ninja Storm, she was the niece of Lothar.
Yeah.
And she took that and put it to like a poppy, corny teenager who was trying to be something.
Yeah.
And then Devin being like the tag along.
Yeah.
Because he's like in love with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like Devin a lot. I think he's hilarious. He is so funny because he's oblivious to everything that's going on. He messes up all the time.
I like Devin a lot. I actually liked the episode. I think it was him and Ethan.
Yeah, when they did the video game.
Yeah,
I was just about to
really
say
dug
that.
I really
just because Ethan's this badass video gamer, and then Devin just comes out of the blue and just lays a haymaker on him. And, but it was good. But like,
it was good.
They like you said, like we always see some type of form of Bulk and Skull somewhere.
Yeah. And I think this was one of the best duels
This is right
for a
below
while.
them. This was just as good as them because the whole show wasn't about them trying to figure out who the Power Rangers were. It was about her trying to make her big break.
Yeah.
And just so happens here and there, Devin would have an opportunity or captured an opportunity where he was able to show off who one of the Rangers were or who the Rangers were or a scene where the Rangers were fighting. But it was all for her to do her job. You know what I mean? So, like, without her, it wouldn't, like, he wouldn't, like, if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't even be possible. Yeah. You know what I mean? Their dynamic was cool. They were cute. Yeah. The messed up episodes that they always went through. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun. When they
made old and shit, that was actually funny.
Yeah, no, that was, and then they tried to get the senior citizen pass.
And one thing I loved about it is that she tried to take advantage of it too.
Well, yeah, but like
the fact that these half price, this half price, that let's go.
But they brought
she embraced it.
They brought a more lightened comedy to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? They were the comedic value of the show.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed their characters. Again, like that episode.
And I think she's good looking as well.
Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah.
I hate to be fucking that guy, but I am.
You
that
have
guy.
to be that guy all the damn time.
You know what I mean? Because Kira.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Kira.
She's in a show now. She's in like a cop show.
And she aged very well. She, in her adulthood. I know she's in her late 30s now.
She's in a cop
40.
show. I think she's in Blue Bloods or something.
She's
on a
very
show.
good looking, man. And I thought Tori was good looking in Ninja Storm. Don't get me wrong, she is. But Kira blows her out of the water. Yeah. No pun intended, because Tori actually was a surfer.
Yeah. Anyway, I did like Cassie and Devin. I thought they were great characters, and they were fun. Again, the whole shit with them being old and like taking advantage of it. Instead of like getting so mad, she embraced it and fucking let's do this, let's do that.
What I've noticed about the Disney era though is you're not really focused on the monsters like that. The monsters don't really like. There's no really standout monsters that actually matter.
No, I think one thing I will say it's more of the main villain and henchman.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the more memorable characters. The monsters you don't really remember.
They're just there.
Yeah, they're just there. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just there to call the Zords, to blow up big and transform and all this.
I think that changes a little bit in the next season we're going through in SPD.
Oh, yeah, well, SPD is a whole different force in itself,
So, like, I feel like it changes there because they have some monsters that, like, had history with other Rangers and things like that, so they do that in that sense. Let's get into the Zord. The Megazords.
Now, anybody who's listened to our cast before, I have a huge problem with CG. Like, in this era, anyway, you know what I mean? Which, Wild Force... I just want to throw up every single time I think about it. This worked well. Like, Ninja Storm worked well with the CG.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. They used the same format. You know what I mean? Like, it looked cool. Yeah, it was a little cheesy here and there.
Yeah.
But it worked. The Zord worked.
I like the way it looked. I like the design of it.
The Zord, to me... not necessarily most memorable Zord ever.
No.
I think the transformation of the Zord is more memorable than actually the Zord itself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the way it worked and the way it morphed together and stuff, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? Like that's what I see. I see the transformation sequence more than the actual Zord itself.
Yeah, because it was very movable. Like the whole swinging of the body.
I didn't really care for the cockpit.
Me either.
I thought it was kind of whack.
Nah,
I actually like either you're sitting in an individual thing, or you're together.
Yeah.
This one looked very Alien, Galaxy Quest kind of feel. You know what I mean? Like, but not like Galaxy Quest in there. Because in their ship, it was like more of the Alien ship. If anybody ever seen that movie, and that movie's awesome. You don't like it?
Nope.
You don't think Sigourney Weaver was gorgeous in that movie?
But that still doesn't make a movie good for me.
Come on, Alan Rickman's the man,
I can't
bro.
stand that movie.
Alan Rickman's the man. R.I.P. to Alan Rickman.
I can't stand that movie.
You can't stand Galaxy Quest?
I hate Tim Allen.
Oh, man, come on, man. It's Tim the Toolman Taylor.
I can't stand Tim.
If you were a kid in the 90s and you didn't watch Home Improvement?
I watched maybe a few episodes.
Oh,
I didn't
my God, bro. That shit was on... shout out to my stepbrother, Matt.
Yeah.
Had me watching that shit all the time.
I can't stand that movie. Show.
The Santa Claus? You don't like the movie The Santa Claus? It's one of the best Christmas movies ever.
First one only.
You don't like the first one's the only one that matters.
Yeah, I didn't care for the rest.
I don't ever want to watch the other ones.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Tim Allen, so I don't care. Oh,
man. I like the fact that he went to jail for smuggling kilos of cocaine. He's just I find that hilarious. I do. Man. I don't know. I know this is not. I'm not trying to get so adult in this conversation, but that actually happened.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of him. Home Improvement I watched here and there. I didn't really care for the show.
You didn't watch that Zoom movie?
Yes, I did see that.
I saw it once. I actually turned it off halfway through. I didn't really care.
It wasn't bad.
Bro, it was like Reverse Flash and all that. Like I remember all that.
Remind me of the high school high, Sky High.
Yeah, Sky High with
remind me of that one.
What's his face?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Yeah.
It reminded me of that.
I watched them. Once again, I'm not really into cheesy comic book kind of movies, like superhero movies.
Yeah,
it's not my thing. Zoom, I did watch it. I found it a little bit humorous, but I didn't get through it. You know what I mean? It just didn't pique my interest like
Why
that.
you mention it? You didn't care.
I was asking you.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. It wasn't that great.
My opinion doesn't matter if I'm asking you. I wanted to. 'Cause that's
so
Tim
we had
Allen
the-
and you're into superhero stuff. So.
We had the Thundersaurus Megazord, which was the main Zord. We had the Trimax Megazord, which was Trance. And then we had like little upgrade parts here and there.
And wasn't the Black Ranger Zord just a bite off of Titanus?
It was just Titanus.
It was
wasn't.
just
I
Titanus
don't even
Black.
think it did anything. I thought it was just
it
cargoed
transported
everybody.
everybody.
That was
there.
it.
Yeah, but then it.
Oh, yeah, when
ultimately
it- yeah.
became part of the mega
When they did
Zord.
the whole big ass Zord, it actually became it was something off of it. Anyway, Zords were okay. They weren't memorable. Most likely, Sentai we're gonna see more.
See, but like with
them doing it more.
the Titanus wannabe that came out.
Yeah.
When they hopped out, that was cool.
Yeah.
And that started the transformation mode.
I liked
you
it,
know
the
what I mean?
T-Rex. I liked it how they made the T-Rex.
Yeah, no,
like
I-
he was very mobile.
I thought it was cool, and that was so designed for Toy Line, man.
Yeah,
like that was
100%.
perfect
Yeah.
for Bandai at that time to put that
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? Like, because I can even recall seeing that in stores, not caring about it,
Yeah.
but seeing it in stores.
Yeah. And last but not least, we're gonna go into the the episodes that we care about, and we would just go through some of the episodes that we really enjoyed. Like one of my favorite episodes was Lost and Found in Translation.
Which is a two-parter, right?
No, it was one part. It was episode 19. This was pretty much them taking connection to Sentai and actually watching an episode and saying like, "Oh, this is not how we do things" and stuff like that. So they were watching an episode of Sentai, which is actually a real episode of Sentai.
I really, really, really like that episode.
Yeah.
But what pisses me off about that episode is that I know that when we dive into the Super Sentai, we're not going to get a dubbed over version like they did.
No, yeah.
That pisses me off.
I'm fine
because
with
that
that.
is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Them watching it and being so in tuned in it,
Yeah.
like, because the way it looks like for them
Yeah.
is that they are basing their TV show off of their.
Life and
Adventures,
stuff
you
like
know
how
what I
they
mean?
know all this?
You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't like that. That's not what
Yeah.
we do. That's what Connor's
Yeah.
whole thing was, and the Kira and what's his face was
And Ethan was just loving it.
all up in it, and then Connor eventually came around, but
Yeah.
that episode made me really jealous. It's like we got to sit through 50 something episodes and read the entire time.
Yeah.
But they got to sit and chill inside the dopest place after hours, might I add.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After hours, because nobody's
Yeah.
really allowed to do that.
Yeah.
What's her face let them do it, but they got to hear it. They got to hear the English translation, and some of it is off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
way off.
So
So I watched the episode.
okay.
I looked
So
I
that
looked
is
for
an
the.
actual
It's an actual episode. Yeah.
And then
it's-
you're like, all right, then you hear it, and
Yeah.
then it's probably better reading it than
Yeah,
actually
it's better
hearing
reading. It makes more sense when you read it. It's very similar. It's like they didn't really like fuck up the dialogue much.
Yeah.
It's just that I found the voice actors kind of cheesy.
But I wish we had that because they probably specifically did it just for that episode.
Yeah, 100%.
And then those Rangers came in
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool because that is like the ultimate nod.
Yeah.
This is the first time that's sort of a wall being broken.
Yeah, this is the first time they mentioned Sentai. This is
You know
the
what I
first
mean?
time they
That is
mentioned
an
Sentai
important
exists.
moment.
Yeah.
Not to mention that. Well, after I'll talk about that
Yeah.
after this episode talk because my first episode that pops in my head is him showing them the history
Yeah.
of the Power Rangers, which is the 500th episode
Yeah.
of it.
Legacy of Power. That was the
That
fourth
episode.
episode.
To me, just like the Sentai,
Yeah.
is just the ultimate nod to the history. You know
Yeah,
what I
so
mean? Like,
everyone
it's-
exists in the world.
You know
and
what I mean? It's
whatnot.
like Tommy got kidnapped.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, I left this message. Like, hey, this is who you guys are.
Yeah.
This is the legacy that you are continuing. And here's the history behind
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Because they didn't understand how he knew all this.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
It made
was-
sense. Yeah.
It was such a good episode. Like, that was probably
That was cool.
the only... That was a recap episode that's not recapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that episode.
I like that one too. I actually like the fact that the playing homage to everything and actually going through everything. I also like Connor knowing someone in the Ninja Academy and shit like that too.
Yeah.
And actually that existing in the same world as they are because he actually knows. Which, honestly, fucking what's his name? The Yellow Ranger. He could pass as Connor's cousin.
Who, Dustin?
Yeah. Like if you look at them two together.
Waldo?
Yeah.
His name's Waldo. But
yeah, if you look at them two together, they look very similar to each other.
I actually think Dustin and Devin would have been like family members.
Devin,
the guy with Cassidy.
Yeah.
I feel like they would, because he's got the same kind of hair.
Yeah.
Same kind of facial feature.
But like having like the Ranger, just the fact that he mentioned someone in the Ninja Academy, it made me automatically think Dustin. It didn't make me think anyone else.
I really enjoyed that series of episodes because of that was a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Like automatically from the jump, Ninja Storm turned evil.
Yeah.
And that was cool. You know what I mean? Like it worked because Lothor.
Yeah.
I can't say Luthor because it's Superman. But
that
Lothor,
was Thunderstorm, part 1 and 2, which is 31 and 32.
Those episodes were awesome, and then it ultimately ended off with a showdown between Mesogog and Lothor.
Yeah.
Which I thought was awesome.
That was cool.
So Lothor is still alive, but he's just in a containment jar, really small.
Yep. Itty bitty pieces.
For 10,000 years.
White Thunder, I thought it was a great series of episodes, which is the beginning of the White Ranger when he was a badass villain.
Man, he was so much better, bad. Because, like, his voice changed. Like, his deep, dark voice of being evil was just so cool.
Yeah.
I wish that was his voice the entire time.
Do you have any other episodes? I actually liked a lot of the series, even the one-off episodes. I thought they were fun. I think they did a good job just telling the story and
I
actually
liked the
keeping
comic book
consistent.
episode when
that
they
was
got
actually
stuck in
pretty
the
cool.
comic book.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool because that was the first time that the Ranger in this series, which was
drawn
Anton,
into danger. That was the episode 34.
He literally showed a civilian. He was on purpose that he's a Ranger.
Yeah.
Because he was like, all right, you're going to believe me now. You know what I mean? And he was geeked out over him. He was like, and you're jealous of my job. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was an ultimate. That was a good nod.
Yeah.
The Missing Bone episode with the dinosaur that they tried to create that took over Kira's brain.
Yeah.
I thought that episode was awesome.
That was good.
You know what I mean? It just showed that what Anton and Tommy were doing actually worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they created a dinosaur that had telekinesis powers.
Yeah.
So there's like Professor X
Yeah.
of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Which is cool if you think about it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple episodes, a couple episodes here and there that really didn't.
House of Cards remind me of work. Because it was like a Yu-Gi-Oh kind of fucking thing that they were playing a card game and they were like collecting cards and shit like that. That kind of reminded me of like Alvin Yu and all that shit, buying the cards and whatnot.
I mean, In Your Dreams, I thought was a pretty good episode.
In Your Dreams was a good one too.
I mean, after that, it was just, it was just filler episodes,
Yeah.
but they were fun.
I think they did a good job just making the story consistent, even if it's a filler
Took the
episode.
words right out of my mouth.
The show was very consistent with telling the stories and actually keeping the characters up to date and everything like that. So that's something I really loved about the show. But yeah, that Lost in the Lost and Found in Translation is probably one of my favorite ones, just because the whole nod to Sentai.
Yeah.
We never seen that before, so them actually going into that.
the
And then I liked
Ranger history,
I liked the Ranger history one. But that one, I'll say that one's one of my favorites because I liked the whole thing with it, like them just eating popcorn and watching the fucking show. And one dude, like, how they know all this shit? How they know we morph like this? How they know they do this? How they know that? So I actually found that one very exciting. The fact that I went to look for that episode and actually watched the episode and it was an actual episode made me more appreciative of
like
that show.
It wasn't just them blowing smoke in our ass.
It wasn't a bullshit, like, it wasn't like some
they
actors
took a
doing
real
it.
episode. Probably the same number episode, too.
No, it was not.
It wasn't? Oh,
yeah,
that would've been genius, though,
it was
bro.
like it was like a little before 19.
That would have been genius, though. It would have been the same episode that they were on, watching the same episode number there. That would have been cool.
Yeah, it was like a little. It was like maybe like the 13th, 14th episode.
Do you feel like this season could have went a little bit longer? Or do you think it was proportionate?
How a lot of these things end, I feel like they end very fast. So I feel like maybe you could have had one more episode.
Well, in Sentai, we always have like the last 10 episodes.
Yeah.
are just balls to the fucking wall.
Shit.
And this one is in America. It's always like 2 or 3 episodes, maybe most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think 38 was right. Like honestly, I feel like there was not a lot more they could really like get into. I felt like again maybe the last fight again I didn't like the way that Mezgat looked, so I would have liked it a better version of Mezgat. I would have liked it again. I feel like they rush him. I feel like they rushed the endings.
I think Zeltrak looked better at the end than he did in the whole thing because he turned into like Super Zeltrax.
Yeah.
And Zeltrak should have been in fucking space.
Yeah.
He should have been because he looks like Cliptor.
Yeah, he does look like Cliptor.
You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure I said that on our first cast.
I think you did.
That he looked like a Cliptor.
Yeah. Other than that, I really enjoyed the series. I think that this was probably one of the easiest ones to get through. I'm excited for the next one.
I'm excited to see where the Sentai takes
what the Sentai is gonna do. I've watched maybe a few episodes already just to get into it, and I liked them so far. I dug what they were doing with it, so it's a little different, a bit different, but I'm digging what they're doing.
I mean, I'm excited for it. It's just 38 episodes does sound awesome. You know what I mean?
But then again, but you know what? As much as we say, but then when we get to that 30 episode up, it starts getting fucking.
Oh yeah,
hectic.
it makes that show. It makes like the first 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Like we didn't need that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So,
not taking away from the essence of it because Sentai collectively has told so much better stories.
yeah.
So it's like the first 10 sometimes get a little tough, 15 maybe.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's just like, all right, like I'm in it, I'm strapped in.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the ride, you know.
Yeah. So right now, Sentai is winning for the most part, but Power Rangers got 2.
Space and Time Force.
Ninja Storm.
Ninja Storm is just so dear to me.
Ninja Storm won. Time Force didn't win.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, Time Force did not win.
Sentai was like.
Yeah.
Sentai, that was one of the best ones.
Yeah.
That was like what, 3?
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4, like, and for a later one.
Yeah.
Because obviously, Dire Rangers, I don't think will ever.
I don't think no one's beating Dire
Ever.
Ranger.
Like the content in that. Is
I think
just,
Dire Ranger was just so unique, and it was something different than everything because the whole martial arts were different and everything like that
one of
too.
these days I will rewatch Dire Rangers.
Me too. We were planning maybe
and
one
I would
day.
I would watch Jetman again.
Yeah.
Jetman was fucking awesome.
Jetman was good too.
I think it deserves a second go back.
So
for being like maybe our top 5 Sentai, we go back.
Yeah.
At the end of all this.
Okay.
We go back and then have a new perspective of what our favorites were. Because this is our second time going through, the Americans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going through all the other Sentais again.
Yeah.
I would gladly do top 5.
Okay. That
is consensus. You know
that sounds good. That sounds good.
But we still got a lot of content
for
a lot
we
of
do.
time.
We
so.
do. So, our next month's cast will be the Sentai version of Dino Thunder, which is Bakru Sentai Arba Ranger.
I never can ever begin to ever enunciate.
Bakru Sentai Arba Ranger.
Bango Kazooie.
And that's going to be our next cast. After that, the next Mighty Morphin Power Rangers we'll be going through is SPD, which I'm very excited for.
Well, that's 2 months from now.
So we have a lot of things going on. We have a lot of things doing like that. We also have Power Rangers Lightning Collection special that should be out within the next couple months as well. So definitely give a listen to that, and I'll let you guys know when it's out. Probably be in the middle of these. Probably after the Sentai, I'll put that up.
Hey.
So it gives us that extra time for SPD,
which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
SPD deserves its own.
Yeah.
For me anyway, like Ninja Storm, I love Ninja Storm. It's like top tier to me.
Yeah.
So I made sure I paid attention to everything again. SPD, collectively between us, is a loved one, but it is basically number 1, 2 for you.
So SPD is the reason why we're doing this cast.
Yes, if you want to go into the history of the MorphinCast.
Yeah.
And like how this, happened, it is solely from the conversation.
Yeah.
Of, you getting me to watch.
Yeah, SPD.
SPD.
So yeah. So the way the MorphinCast was created because of SPD. So I'm excited to watch SPD. Arbor Rangers next. I'm excited to watch it. I watched the first 5 episodes. I was digging where it was going. I liked the way it looked. I'm excited to watch the later Sentais. I'm very excited for them. So
I would. One thing the Sentai always had in the past is the dark grittiness.
Yeah.
I want to see what the new current generation Sentai is like. I know it's not dark and gritty because that was the filming way. That's the filming way. So it's like, I don't know.
So, I was watching Goku.
Oh, yeah. No, you were obsessed with that.
Oh, my God. That season. That. So, if I watched everything to that season, I think I would have been more excited. Yeah. Just the fact that there's Rangers from other past episodes in it and stuff like that. Yeah, so if there was like a Overdrive Ranger, I wouldn't have known who the fuck that is. Yeah. But when I saw like the Her Ranger while we were watching, I was like, oh shit, there's these guys. Okay, that's cool. And I saw fucking
it's good to see. Like,
I saw I saw the Red Ranger, the Car Ranger, Red Ranger. I saw Geki. Geki fucking returns. I saw
Geki's the GOAT.
Black Ranger, the Black Condor Ranger. Yeah, he returns. He returns as a ghost.
Yeah, because he's dead.
Exactly. So he returns as a ghost and it's still hitting on everybody.
He's smoking cigarettes. Yo, like them two together, man, that's GOAT status. Yeah. He's the best Black Ranger. Well, actually, no, what's his face from Zoo Ranger was.
I thought he was good too.
He's probably the best Black Ranger.
But I will say, I had to say Jetman. Condor Ranger was pretty fucking solid.
Yeah, but
and he was a badass. And then he also kicks. He used to kick monsters in the balls. So there's not a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so Gokai Ranger I was going through. So basically,
your excitement for that, you were like, "Yo, this is so good." I'm like, okay. I didn't want to dive down that rabbit hole because we already got enough on our plate. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So
I started watching it just because I had access to it.
And
so
then
I was just
just binged it.
Yeah.
This guy's at work.
We're
just watching episode after episode.
So they were fun. I still haven't finished yet. I stopped like at 35. I haven't watched or finished it. But it got to a really crazy part.
Sentai, I'm more excited for than probably about 3 American ones that are coming up soon. It's
God!
After SPD, it takes a dramatic drop.
Oh man!
It goes from like an ultimate high to like
low,
the downer of downers.
Then
you know what I mean?
Lower.
I hate to make drug references and shit, but it's like
low then lower.
It's like Operation Overdrive. RPM is good. I'm probably more excited for that one than everything else, but Mystic Force, believe it or not, I want to go into that with a different mind state and try to appreciate it because I've talked to numerous people who fucking praise. We have a different because we take the honor of what a ranger is to heart. Yeah. And when you are the leader and you completely turn your back on everybody, I'm sorry, that makes it fucking bad for me. You suck. I just know that the side characters and the multitude of all the other like rangers, not rangers, but like characters that are in it. I just know that I gotta see it again to get a real good judgment of it. Yeah. But like Operation Overdrive is probably the worst season.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I'm excited to see the Sentai version though.
Yes, because I already know before I even see it, it's better.
It's probably better.
It's better.
Yeah. So I guess we'll wrap this up. We'll keep it short and sweet. This is the Power Rangers Dino Thunder episode. Hope you guys listen, enjoy, and give it a watch to Dino Thunder. Right now, Netflix don't have it, but it looks like Netflix might be signing Power Rangers back up, but with Hasbro.
Hopefully so, man, because I think that was a scare tactic.
So Hasbro, I think, made an agreement to Dino Fury is actually going to be the rest of the season is going to be on Netflix. So the next. I think it ran through the first 10 episodes on Nickelodeon, and then after the next 10, it's going to be directly on Netflix. If they bring back all the seasons, it'll save me money, so please put them back.
Do you think that they deserve their own platform, their own streaming service?
Hasbro, yeah and no, because
don't they own rights to other things?
They have a shitload of things.
So why wouldn't that be just a clusterfuck of massive shows that we grew up watching?
I don't think they have... So they have a lot of stuff, but I don't think they have enough...
would they also own?
They will have to make it a free. Like they will have to make it a free app. They won't be able to charge for that.
Mattel, right?
No.
No, they don't.
But they own they own a lot of shit. They own G.I. Joe. They own He-Man. They have the rights to the real Ghostbusters. They own the rights to My Little Pony.
A service of that alone would sell. I think that would sell if Disney can make a streaming service.
But Disney is Disney.
Yes, but Disney wouldn't be Disney without Star Wars and
no,
Marvel
Disney,
for this day, for nowadays.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
For nowadays?
That's bullshit, bro.
Come on, man. Nobody wants to watch.
Dude, you know how many people buy every single movie over and over again of everything they have?
That's
Disney's history is ridiculous.
We're talking Disney.
No,
nobody cares about Milo and Stitch.
Yes,
people
do.
About that.
People do.
I don't.
I love Lilo and
that.
Stitch. That's
nobody
one of my favorite movies.
About, like,
get the name right.
Little stupid movies that nobody ever watched as
no,
kids. That
you
were popular.
probably don't watch it, but every
my
other kid does.
Matters to me. You know what I mean?
But every other kid.
So like
that.
Disney, to me, the selling point of a Disney app is the fact that they own Star Wars, the fact that they own Marvel, which is more relevant today than all those side character movies of. Besides the Disney mainstream movies, like Aladdin and stuff like that, they're staying here forever. They will be here forever.
I think they still would have been fine.
Like Mighty Ducks can stay, stuff like that.
I think they would have still been. I think they still would have been fine.
You know what I mean? But there's a million movies. The movie Return to Oz. Have you ever seen that movie? It's the sequel to Wizard of Oz.
But that was in Disney.
90s. That is Disney.
That wasn't
100%
Disney.
because I watched it on the Disney app. It's one of the worst movies ever fucking made, ever. But I love it to death because it's corny and it sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dorothy's is still this little girl, and they just do a really bad job with it.
Yeah, that's the
Shouts
one
out to my boy Mike Wazowski, who I made watch and is forever tormented by this viewing experience.
That was the one
but
with
movies
this
like
dude.
that don't need to be shown like that. You know what I mean?
But again, I still say Disney would have been successful without the Marvel. They more successful now.
The Disney brand itself will forever, bro.
I wouldn't compare Hasbro to Disney.
I understand that, but Hasbro owns enough.
I wouldn't compare it to Disney though.
And they could probably get contracts for other things.
I think Hasbro, like honestly, if Hasbro could team up with someone and actually really develop serious shit, they would do great.
Tell me, you take Kamen Rider, you take.
Well, they don't own that.
I understand that, but they can get contracts.
They have to again. They have a lot of shit, but then again, they also have a lot of shit that's connected to other things. So Transformers,
I'm
itself.
I'm very passionate about getting everything that we need and want in one streaming service.
100%, 100%.
And not have to jump fucking hoops. Because right now we're jumping through hoops for shit.
It's not that. It's not really jumping.
Listen, man, if it wasn't for Shout Factory, we would not be doing Sentai.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I would be going through Comic-Con buying individual DVDs.
I had the DVDs.
Comic-Con had everything. If I knew ahead of time that we were going to do Sentai, I would have bought them all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they had everything.
But yeah, Hasbro.
I apologize. I'm just very passionate.
But Hasbro, I think, is gonna, if they do renew a contract with Netflix to actually put Dino Fury and things like that, I think that's gonna be opening to bring back the library and so Hasbro again. Like I wouldn't mind them if it came to me, if they put a Hasbro like thing like that. I think they have enough things that they could do.
I apologize. It wasn't Lilo and Stitch. It was Milo and Otis that I was thinking about.
I was like,
nobody gives a fuck about Milo and Otis. Lilo and Stitch was awesome. Mm-hmm. Even though I only seen it once. I'm not really an animated person. Yeah. But Disney movies, the cartoon movies, they will stand the test of time and have stood the test of time. Yeah. Winnie the Pooh's going to be around forever. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I get that. They have enough content to do it. Just with Marvel, Disney, and Star Wars alone, look, those three mega giants together. Yeah. That's a streaming service. Hasbro has enough to do that. They have the money to do that.
They have enough.
The following to do that.
They have enough to do it. I don't think they have the content yet to do it.
But they can just negotiate contracts with.
Because like again, I think maybe that besides Power Rangers, the only thing that have like very successful like TV wise, movie wise, is Transformers.
But you can get a contract for Ninja Turtles. You can get a contract.
No, they can't. Nickelodeon's.
I understand that, but Nickelodeon apps, they're not playing the old Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, the only thing that right now the rights are up in the air with Ninja Turtles is the '87 cartoon. Yeah, you cannot because the rights is everywhere.
That's the one that matters in this because I don't know anything else. I don't know anything else.
Depending on
biased opinion, and I apologize for my biased opinion.
Yeah, depending on the source.
You can get like all the cartoons from like the 80s and stuff like that, because I feel like they just mesh together well.
Yeah, but again, it all goes into copyright, who owns
like
this,
the
the
things that
property, things like
Saban
that.
still owns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or what the counterpart in Japan still owns.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they can negotiate. Maybe not own it.
Yeah, but then again, I also think Hasbro broke bridges when they stopped the Sentai thing.
Well, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So you're probably right.
So that's the thing about
Fuck
that's
Hasbro streaming service.
so I think that's where a lot of things question lies.
I just feel like Saban will eventually buy it back again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Saban Industries is known for this.
Yeah. Well, Saban not at all, but Hasbro itself. Is making good with Power Rangers. I don't think they would resell it or
Listen,
anything.
I like what Hasbro's doing.
Yeah.
They can do real Ghostbusters. They can do a whole bunch of shit, bro.
So, see, that's the thing. So, there's things that they own that they could make something of, and there's things they own that they can't. So, Hasbro, like Marvel Legends, they cannot make a show of Marvel Legends because Disney owns it.
Yeah, well,
unless
they own the X-Men series and the Spider-Man series and all that animated series and stuff.
No, Disney owns it.
Well, yeah, no, they do. Yeah.
No,
That's
so
Marvel,
anything
so.
Marvel Legends that's under Disney. Anything that Disney owns is under them.
Just
the only
they have
thing
the contract to make the
doesn't
toys
mean
doesn't mean they have the right to
exactly,
play the shows.
exactly.
But we have.
But then again, you can make team ups. You can make things like that. This is the thing that Disney could do.
Bring back the Care Bears. Bring
So
back this.
this
bring
is
back
what
that.
Disney. Honestly, this is a thing Disney could do. Why don't Disney team up with Hasbro?
See?
And bring Transformers into Hasbro.
But then
Disney.
again, I completely support that because
Yeah.
I already have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
And you know me and you with streaming stuff,
yeah,
we live off of
yeah.
it.
So Disney, like Disney Plus having Transformers, that's a big thing.
HBO Max having DC.
Yeah.
And all the DC needs that you need is in
But
HBO.
because that's owned by WB.
And then Peacock takes over WWE, which like it's just this whole streaming world is just starting to get a little complicated, and it's all money grabbing. You know what I mean? That's why
what the world
Power
is.
Rangers has been on Netflix forever.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's like you can't get it.
No, it
unless
was
you
contract.
buy it right
Yeah,
now.
it was a contract.
It's
So
bullshit,
contracts
though,
are like
man.
that.
It's like
It's bullshit. Yeah, it is.
They're creating a monopoly. Like you have to go here in order to see this.
That's what the world is.
I understand. It's just not
Anyway.
fair for me, the
Exactly.
lazy person.
I'm tired of paying $20 for shitty. Yeah, I swear to God.
I know you paid for
What
so
I'm
many
praying.
streaming services.
So what
man.
I'm praying, by after SPD, Netflix get everything back.
Well, we have like
Because I
2 months.
refuse to pay for Mystic Force. I refuse to pay for Operation Overdrive. The other seasons I wouldn't mind.
I say we just start collecting change,
Right.
that we find on the floor, so
Just
it's not
throw
our money.
Coinstar.
You know what I mean? Like all the change that we find on the floor. at
We gotta
Grand
get this
Central.
Patreon. We gotta get this Patreon going
Just so
because
we can pay
honestly,
for
just
that
pay for the fucking episodes we gotta watch. Anyway,
Hey man, we got the camera.
we're gonna wrap
Listen,
this up.
We got a lot of things.
So we're gonna wrap this up. This is the MorphinCast. This is for Dino Thunder. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We again next month we will go Abba Ranger, which is the Sentai version of Dino Thunder. I'm excited for that. I am Merc with the Mic. You can follow me on Twitch, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and SoundCloud. All Merc with the Mic. Follow Red Cyclone Inc. on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, WordPress, SoundCloud, and YouTube. All Red Cyclone Inc. Also follow our Red Cyclone Inc. on Spotify. It's the easiest way to get every single podcast on there. SoundCloud also is another one that if you actually want playlists, we have everything in playlists. So definitely check those out. Follow Tenacious T.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at TenaciousTRC Inc. I'm trying to establish myself more into that world. I'm not really savvy in that, but you can check me out there. You can also check me out on my own personal Instagram page at T_DA_tots. That's TOTS. Come to Grand Central, bullshit with us. We have no problem talking about this in person if you really want to. Check out my rock and roll debate page called Debate the Greats. That's debate_the_greats, where we bring together 2 artists, 2 bands, 2 musicians, and we have a discussion of who do we prefer, not to discredit, but to just see people's preferences. It's actually buzzing right now. It's doing pretty well, so check that one out. Always a shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out on Long Island, in 2 separate locations, one in Miller Place, one in Smithtown, satisfying all your retro video game needs. Everything that you can think of that you grew up watching, grew up playing, or wish you grew up playing that your friends had because you were broke and poor like myself. They have everything from handhelds to major consoles to toys to cards to comic books to arcade games. It's just a good environment, and places like this need to keep going. So always a shouts out to them.
All right. Wrap this up.
Check out our other podcasts.
Yeah. Check out all our other podcasts.
Always got to put that one.
We have Shell Shock. We got Not a Trekkie, which has a new episode that was aired last week. We have Shell Shock, which a new episode was released today. We have the Gamer Rage podcast, which we will be recording a new episode very soon. And we have the MorphinCast. I said not.
Okay.
The MorphinCast. Check out all our other casts. Also, our weekly It Gets Better Swear podcast. And
shouts out to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The Wrestling Babble podcast.
I love Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. He came out with a good beer, man.
All right. Peace out. Laters.
Always remember.
And fuck Zordon.
And actually, you know what? Now, since we discussed it before this cast, Splinter, you can keep eating your shit shimi, okay? You're fishing fish out of the Hudson, you bum.
Shouts out to our Mike.
Follow the Jinkies.
Follow the Jinkies. And shouts out to Mike, our producer. And hopefully he hears that because, Splinter beats fish.